Cater your next tailgate. Got the starting lineups introduced to the crowd here. They pushed this game back about 15 minutes. That's why we had the extended pregame here due to, I guess, a previous game on the TV networks running a little bit long. So they pushed it back about 15 minutes. So you had to hear me gab a little bit longer in the pregame than actual game time. But now we're finally getting set for basketball here for this top 10 showdown. Again, Gamecocks will be back at home later this week for a mini two-game homestand starting on Wednesday as Winthrop comes to town at 7 o'clock. So we'll be on there at 6:30, and then also games will be at home. Gamecocks will be at home next Sunday. That's November 23rd against Queens University of Charlotte at 2 o'clock. Men's basketball coming your way Tuesday night at Colonial Life Arena as well, as Coach Lamont Paris and company coming in at 3-0 will entertain Radford on Tuesday night. So plenty of chances to see Gamecock basketball at home this week at Colonial Life Arena. Still waiting for the teams to break their huddle on TV to put us on the get this game going here. They pushed this game back considerably, and fans are just kind of sitting around going, come on, let's play. We've already got the starting lineups. Gamecocks finally break their huddle. And again, it's the same five we've seen in all three games previously before tonight. Medina Okoke will take to the jump circle here. And she'll be opposed by Gerda Rouchetita. And I'm just calling her Gerda the rest of the night. Waiting for the officials to get to the center of the floor once the cameras and light crew get off the floor. Crowd on their feet here as we anticipate tip-off. Again, really good crowd here at Crypto.com Arena. All right, here we go. Lead official finally to the jump circle, and we'll light this candle. Gamecocks moving right to left in their black uniforms. Southern Cal in their gold uniforms. Cardinal numbers. Tip controlled by the Gamecocks. We're underway finally in Los Angeles. Raven Johnson passes left to Tanaya Latson. Man-to-man coverage here. Up top, Okote. One dribble, handoff to Latson, trying to drive right side. She's cut off. Almost lost the basketball. Shot clock already halfway down. Edwards up top looking to lob it inside. Instead comes back out to Okote. Shot clock down to 10. Left side to Johnson. Raven driving in the lane right side. Puts it high off the glass and in. And the Gamecocks strike first. Raven Johnson scores the opening bucket. 2-0 Gamecocks. Patient possession there by South Carolina. Here comes Southern Cal the other way for their first possession. They run their weave up top. Smith, left side, ball knocked out of the hands of Jazzy Davidson, out of bounds. She falls down and will go to the Gamecocks on the turnover. Southern Cal has not turned the ball over much in their first two games, averaging less than 9 turnovers per game through 2 games. And usually you see a lot early in the season. And this is the second straight top 10 game for Southern Cal after their win over NC State. Gamecocks with the basketball, leading 2-0 here early. Up top, Tanaya Latson, man-to-man coverage once again. Looking inside to get it to Tessa, and a foul as they were trying to hold Tessa Johnson up on that cut towards the basket. Non-shooting, first team foul on the Trojans. Gamecocks will inbound on the other side, on the sideline. Get it in up top to Edwards, back to Latson. Latson trying to back her way in the paint, up top to Edwards. Edwards stop and go, spins to her left, fumbles, recovers, couldn't get the layup to go. Ball squirts around, Joyce Edwards comes out of there with it. Up top it comes Raven. Straight up look at a three, got it! Raven Johnson with her 5th three-pointer of the year. She's got all 5 of our points, and the Gamecocks lead 5-0. That hit the back of the rim, went straight up in the air and came back down. Gamecocks lead 5-0. Here come the Trojans the other way. Dunn, top of the circle, passes right to Davidson. The freshman around a screen, into the lane left side, floats one up, rolls out no good. Okote with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Still leading 5-0 here. 8:23 to play in the opening quarter. Raven signals the play between the jump circles. Man-to-man coverage from Samuels. High post coming out on the right elbow now is Joyce Edwards. On the dribble now. Off-balance shot is an air ball, and Trojans come out of there with it. Joyce just couldn't get anything with it. Here come the Trojans. Still 5-0 Gamecocks. 2 minutes in. They lob it inside to Kennedy Smith. Fadeaway jumper is good. Nice stroke there, and the Trojans are on the board. It's 5-2. Kennedy Smith with a nice soft touch. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Tessa Johnson, left side, on the dribble with the left hand. Bumped, puts it up, it will not go, but she was fouled and will go to the line. Good aggressive drive there by Tessa. And the Gamecocks will go to the free throw line for the first time. Second foul on the Trojans. And they put that on Jazzy Davidson. That's 2 on the freshman already, so she'll go to the bench. And checking in is London Jones, the UCLA transfer, who is outstanding the last 3 years for the Bruins across town. Coming off the bench, averaging 17.5 points through 2 games. Here's Tessa at the line for a pair. First one is good, and it's 6-2. Gamecocks in front. Tessa now 2 for 2 from the stripe on the year. Second free throw, got them both. And the Gamecocks lead 7-2. 7:45 and counting here in the opening quarter. Here come the Trojans moving left to right. Gamecocks stay in the man-to-man. Dribbling right, Dunn into the lane, kicks it back out to Jones for her first touch. Raven stabbing at the basketball. Jones killed us last year, went 5 for 5 from three-point range when she was playing for UCLA. Shot clock at 10 now for the Trojans. Bounce pass to the right to Kennedy Smith. On the dribble, pulls up just shy of the free throw line. Air ball. Rebound to Nia Latson, and the Gamecocks have it. Latson driving the center of the lane in traffic, throws it off the glass, no good. Was a little bit out of control there. Had nowhere to go with it. But then the Gamecocks steal it after the Trojans get the rebound. We find Tessa Johnson on the right side. Gamecocks still leading 7-2. Go underneath to the big girl, Medina Ocote will finish, and the Gamecocks lead 9-2. Medina Ocote with her first points. The defense creates some offense. Here come the Trojans the other way. They get a pass into the paint. Short runner won't go for Kennedy Smith. Ocote with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet Tessa Johnson. Gamecocks lead at 9-2. We'll settle into the half court here. Raven Johnson between the rings, guarded by Jones and the man-to-man. Working around the perimeter, left side. Latson on the dribble, back to her right. Shot clock at 13. Defender falls down, puts it up. No good. Off the rim. The ball is loose on the floor. It's still loose. Trojans come out of there with it. You don't see Latson miss too many of those. Here come the Trojans in transition. Samuels waits for the numbers. Gets it to Gerda. Gerda shy of the free throw line, will kick it back out. Still 9-2 Gamecocks. London Jones pulls up from 16 straight away and got it to roll in. It's 9-4. London Jones with her first bucket. 6:10 to play in the first quarter. Gamecocks lead is trimmed 9-4. Medina Ocote up top. Needs somebody to come back to it. Gives it off to Joyce Edwards. Working right side now. Raven Johnson dribbles back between the rings. Shot clock down to 13. Double high. We pass the right side coming out of the paint to Joyce Edwards. She'll put it on the floor. Spins in the lane. Puts it up and in. What a move by the sophomore. And the Gamecocks lead 11-4. What a move by Joyce Edwards. And the Gamecocks lead 11-4 with 5:46 to play in the first quarter. Timeout taken by Southern Cal. Atkins Law Firm proudly supports Gamecock women's basketball, and if you've been injured on the job, remember who you hire matters. Call them at 803-251-6406. Time on the floor. We'll step aside. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Southern Cal in their gold uniforms, Gamecocks in their road black. Joyce Edwards got that bucket a moment ago to give the Gamecocks a 7-point lead, matching their largest lead so far here in the first quarter. Long timeout here, waiting for the horn to blow, but my goodness. Hey, we'll remind you that Signorama is your one-stop shop to grow your business. They design, print, install, and service all your signage and graphic solutions needs. You can rely on Matt and his team, just as Gamecock Athletics has for many years. Contact your local Columbia independently owned Signorama today. Well, the team's still waiting for the second horn. Gamecocks haven't even broken their huddle yet, because that was about a 3-minute timeout. Trojans with the basketball. They'll be moving left to right. On the floor for the Gamecocks, still the original starting five. Johnson and Johnson, Edwards, Latson, and Ocote. And finally, we'll resume this game. My goodness. Samuels will bring it up for the Trojans. Gets it across. Latson picks her up in the man-to-man. Dribbling to her right. Looking for a screen, feeds it inside to Smith. Underneath the basket to a cutter, blocked from behind by Joyce Edwards. What a play. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Tessa Johnson up top, doesn't pull the trigger on the three. Threw it inside to Edwards, who wasn't ready for it. She falls down, able to pick it up. Finds Raven, who goes underneath the basket on the other side to Latson. Latson driving in the paint, pulls up from 13 feet. Got it! Shooter's roll for Tania Latson, and the Gamecocks lead 13-4. Latson with the bucket, her first points of the night. We're midway through the first quarter. Gamecocks with their largest lead of 9 points. 3-ball left side for the Trojans is good. Kara Dunn hits her third of the year, and that cuts the deficit down to 13-7. He left her a little bit open on the left wing, and she buried it. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first. Gamecocks lead 13-7. Raven, top of the circle, passes right to Joyce Edwards. Edwards looking inside, not a whole lot happening there. Shot clock down to 12. Tessa now pulls up from 15 right side. In and out, no good. Went halfway down and popped out. Here come the Trojans quickly down the floor. London Jones leading the offense. She'll slow things down now. Comes around a screen to her left. Spots up for three. Missed it short. Rebound Ocote, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks want to run. Quickly down the floor. Here's Tessa right wing. Feeds it down low to Joyce Edwards. Spins to her left. Puts it up in front of the rim. Lays it in for two more. Joyce Edwards with the bucket. Makes it 15-7. Second bucket for Joyce in the last couple of minutes. Here come the Trojans the other way. Up top it comes. Around a screen is Samuels. Drives the lane right side. Feeds it underneath the basket. Up fake. Ball knocked out of the hands of the Trojans' Vivian Iwuchukwu, but she was fouled on the way up and will go to the line. Going to put the foul on Tania Latson, her first and the team's first. The first set of free throws coming up for Southern Cal. Gamecocks will get their first sub of the game. Big girl Medina Ocote goes out. Scott McKeer checks in, so a smaller lineup out there, a four-guard lineup. Again, just 9 players for the Gamecocks tonight. Still no Maddie McDaniel. First free throw from Iwuchukwu, no good. She's a 6'3" sophomore from Nigeria. Now 1 out of 5 from the free throw line on the year. Second free throw is good, hits 1 out of 2 and cuts Carolina's lead 15-8. Tessa Johnson will bring it up for the Gamecocks. Under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, 7-point lead. Looks like a zone here for Southern Cal. Joyce Edwards passes left, baseline, Raven, long jumper, good. Raven Johnson catches and shoots from 15 feet, and the Gamecocks lead back to 9, matching their largest lead. 7 points for Raven, or 8 points, I should say. No, they gave her a 3. I don't think that was a 3. Well, I guess maybe it was. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Near side it comes. McKeer from the corner, in and out, no good. And rebound to the Trojans. Gamecocks lead 18-8. Was partially screened here by some fans standing up, so that last bucket by Raven was a 3. It's her second. Jumper from the left side is good for the Trojans. Kara Dunn with another bucket makes it 18-10. The lead cut to single digits, 3 minutes to play. Tessa Johnson drives the lane and blows the layup. A beautiful drive, and she just blew the bunny wide open underneath the basket. Here come the Trojans the other way in transition, and they get a layup the other way from Iwuchukwu to make it 18-12, and that's a big 4-point reversal. Should have been an easy 2 for Tessa, but she blew the layup, and we give them a layup on the other side. 2:38 to play in the first. Lead down to 6, it was 10. Joyce Edwards. Right side, steps into a 16-footer, rolls off the rim, no good. Nobody underneath rebounding. And here come the Trojans on a little bit of a run here. Quickly down the floor is Smith. Dumps it down low to Iwuchukwu. She's got it. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a 3-point play. And the Gamecocks coming unglued here. It's a 6-0 run. Could be 7. The lead was 10, and just like that, it's down to 4 with 2:21 to play. And we're going to get Miriam Dowda into the contest the first time. She'll pick up Tania Latson. Dowda in her second year after transferring from Arkansas, 6'4" senior. Trojans will go to their bench as well. Jazzy Davidson back in, the freshman back in there with 2 fouls. So Iwuchukwu at the line again. She hit 1 out of 2 a moment ago. And missed the free throw. Gamecocks get the rebound. So 6-0 run for the Trojans. Gotten them within 4 at 18-14 with 2:15 to play in the quarter. Edwards left side, gets it to McKeer. Ugot driving the lane, kicks it out right side to Raven. 3 ball away, in and out, no good. Went halfway down. Trojans with the long rebound, they want to run. Quickly down the floor, Samuels drives, misses the layup. Follow-up won't go. Gamecocks can't grab the rebound. Follow-up won't go again. Rebound to Raven. Bodies flying everywhere. Gamecocks have it. The lead is still 4. Gamecocks have missed their last 4 shots. Tessa drives, shoots, misses another layup. That was well contested, though. But my goodness, Gamecocks can't buy a bucket. 0 for their last 5. Here's Mendez driving to the left corner. Diana Mendez, the native of France, drives across the baseline and going to get a blocking foul on the Gamecocks. That three-pointer is not going to count. It came well after the whistle. But right now, the Gamecocks lost all the momentum. They had a 10-point lead, then a missed layup, and the Gamecocks unable to get some stops. The Trojans on a 6-0 run. It's 18-14. Gamecocks lead with 1:33 to play in the quarter. Trojans will bring it in to the right of the basket on the baseline. We'll get Raven Johnson out, and checking in for the first time is the other freshman, Isla McDowell, the freshman from Cypress Springs, Texas. Looking to trigger it in, and they get it in on the other side. Shot up off the glass and in, off the inbound by Kara Dunn. And just like that, the lead down to 2. It's 18-16. Gamecocks lead was 10 down to 2. Big scoring drought for the Gamecocks with about 2.5 minutes. Trojans scoring quickly here. Gamecocks need a bucket in a big way. Joyce Edwards right side, drives inside, gets her man in the air. Reverse layup is good. Gamecocks needed that, and it's 20-16 as Joyce Edwards gets the bucket to go. She's got 6 points. Minute to play in the first quarter, 20-16 Carolina. Here come the Trojans. Jazzy Davidson, jumper in the lane, won't go down. Rebound Miriam Dowda, and the Gamecocks have it. Lead is just 4, got down to 2 after leading by as many as 10. Dowda up top, hands it off to Tessa. Tessa around a screen to her right, trying to create. Shot clock halfway down. Up top, Joyce Edwards. Passes left to McKeer. McKeer, guarded by Davidson. Feeds it to Edwards up top. She'll drive, pulls up from 10 feet. Too strong. Rebound to Southern Cal. Gamecocks have gone really cold here in the last 2 minutes. Here come the Trojans. 27 seconds to play in the quarter. They can work for the final shot if they want to. It's about a 1-second differential. Davidson spinning in the lane, lost the handle. She spun and loses it out of bounds, so the Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. Now the Gamecocks can work for the final shot, leading by just 4 with 19.2 seconds to play in the quarter. Gamecocks want to get Medina Ocote back in. Gamecocks will take out Joyce Edwards. South Carolina seemed to really lose its punch once Ocote left the game a moment ago. Now she's back in. Pressure in the backcourt as Tessa looks to bring it up. 17 seconds to play now. Tessa across the timeline, signals to play. Tight man-to-man coverage from Samuels. Tessa to Ocote, 7 seconds to play. Ocote knifing her way in, up with the right hand, missed it short, gets her own rebound. Spins to her left, follow-up shot at the buzzer, won't go down, and that's how the first quarter will end. Good start, not a great finish, but the Gamecocks lead at the end of the first quarter over Southern Cal, 20-16 here in Los Angeles. 1 quarter in the books, second quarter coming up. Gamecocks leading at 20. The boards, especially when Medina Ocote is not in there. When we're playing more of that 4-guard lineup, there's nobody in the paint. So some of them guards are going to have to do a better job of actually crashing the glass. Leading scorers, first for Southern Cal, Kara Dunn has 7 points to lead them, including a 3-pointer. For the Gamecocks, Raven Johnson has 8. Joyce Edwards has 6. Trojans in their gold uniforms with cardinal numbers. Gamecocks, black uniforms, white numbers. It'll be Southern Cal basketball to start the second quarter, moving left to right. Gamecocks will have to defend here after the Trojans seize the momentum. On the floor to start the second quarter, the 2 freshmen, McKeer and McDowell, along with Ocote, Raven Johnson, and Miriam Dowda. London Jones will bring it up across the timeline, guarded by Raven for the Trojans. Up top, Davidson guarded by McKeer. Freshman passes left to Kennedy Smith. guarded by Isla McDowell of the Gamecocks. Shot clock halfway down. She'll put it on the floor. Will Smith spins halfway down the lane. Can't bank it in. Okote had the rebound, lost it, but then Raven Johnson picked it up. Gamecocks have it, leading by 4, just underway here in the second quarter. Raven, top of the circle to Dowda, dribbling left. Hands it off to McKeer, coming around her, center of the lane with the dribble. Blows past the defender and lays it up and in. Boy, the freshman found another gear, and the Gamecocks strike first in the second. It's 22-16. Here come the Trojans. London Jones drives in the center of the lane. Zips it around, ball knocked free and out of bounds. Goodness, went off 2 Gamecocks and out of bounds. Gamecocks were all thumbs trying to pick it up. Trojans will get Gerda back in, the big Lithuanian. She'll pick up Yakaya Milton, the 6'5 junior from Jacksonville. Trojans will bring it in to the left of the basket on the baseline. They get it in the corner to London Jones, the UCLA transfer. Shot clock at 15. Here's Dunn around a screen. Pops from 15. No good. Rebound, Raven Johnson, and the Gamecocks have it. Raven quickly down the floor to Isla McDowell, right wing. She wants 3. No good. Rebound, Okote, or rather Miriam Dowda underneath the basket, and Dowda will finish. Gamecocks lead 24-16. Good bucket there by Miriam Dowda. Got the offensive rebound. It's a 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. It's a Krantz Cooling and Heating hot streak. Your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. And then the Trojans get down the floor in a hurry and get a bucket quickly to cut the deficit to 24-18. That was London Jones with the basket. McKeer driving in the lane, puts one up, goes halfway down and pops out. Trojans come out of there with the rebound. They want to run. 1-on-2 the other way, and Davidson, the freshman, will take it to the rack and finish. And just like that, they'll lead down to 4 again, 24-20. Gamecocks got beat down the floor. 24-20, Gamecocks lead, 8:10 to play in the second quarter. High post coming out of the paint is Okote. Thinks about the 15-footer. Now she'll take it, and back rimmed it no good. McKeer with the rebound, spins, but walked with it. We got McKeer. Kind of got turned around and shuffled the feet, apparently. And so now a chance for the Trojans to make it a 1-possession game as McDowell checks out for the Gamecocks. On the floor, it's Johnson and Johnson, Rava and Tessa, Okote, Dowda, and McKeer. The Trojans have the basketball, moving left to right. Gamecocks led by as many as 10. It's down to 4 here. Across the timeline is the freshman. Work it right side, Kara Dunn. Back to the top of the circle, Smith. Gamecocks staying in the man-to-man. Step back 3 left side. Back rimmed it no good. Raven Johnson tips the rebound to Okote, and the Gamecocks have it. Lead is just 4. Raven across the timeline right side. Around a screen from Tessa. Needs help. Feeds it down low to Okote. Medina driving in. Draws a double team. Puts it up. And they're going to get her for travel. Coach Staley wants to know where the foul was, as there was definitely a shove that may have caused the travel, but not going to get the call. Well, they're letting them play physical, apparently. Coach wanted the foul, but the travel instead. Back-to-back turnovers gives it back to Southern Cal. Gamecocks lead still of 4 with 7:25 to play. Trojans with the basketball. London Jones across the timeline. Dribbling left, passing left, gets it back. Back to the top of the circle is the freshman, Davidson, guarded by McKeer. Gives it off to Smith. Shot clock down to 10. Around a screen. Pulls up from the left elbow. In and out, no good. They get the rebound, however. Follow-up won't go down. Again, they get the rebound. Shot blocked, but they're going to get a foul on the Gamecocks. Gamecocks have got to do a better job on the boards. They are getting beat badly under the boards the last couple of trips. They're out-rebounding the Trojans by 1, I believe, right now, but Trojans doing a better job right now on the offensive glass. We'll get Joyce Edwards in. She'll pick up Dowda. And the Trojans will be at the free throw line after that foul was on Medina Okote, her first. And at the line, Gerda hits the first one to make it 24-21. She's 3 out of 7 from the stripe on the year as the junior from Lithuania. She played for the Lithuanian national team. Hits both of them here, and it's a 2-point game. Gamecocks still lead 24-22. But it has been a struggle the last few minutes. Gamecocks need a bucket here. Going to see some full court pressure by the Trojans for the first time. They got their big girl guarding the inbound pass. Get it into Raven. Raven will bring it up now as they match up man-to-man. Raven guarded by London Jones. Almost forgot to take the basketball with her. Tight coverage. Passes left to McKeer. Drives. Stops. Pops. It won't drop from 8 feet. And Gamecocks had the rebound and then lost it out of bounds. My goodness. Joyce Edwards had the rebound underneath the basket and for some reason tried to put it on the floor instead of going right back up. And the Gamecocks, their own worst enemy right now. Chance for Southern Cal to tie it or take their first lead. 6:40 to play in the second. Here's Davidson left side trying to back her way in. Fade away from the free throw line, no good. Rebound got McKeer and the Gamecocks have it. Lead is just 2 with 6.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. McKeer right wing. Up top to Tessa, who's been quiet today. Work it right side to Joyce. Now McKeer right wing. 15 to shoot it, the freshman. Back up top, Okote. Passes left to Tessa. Tessa will spot up for three, and it's not going to count as we're going to get called for an offensive foul. Going to put the foul on Raven Johnson. Gamecocks can't even get shots off the last 3 or 4 possessions. It's a 6-0 run by Southern Cal. And again, they have a chance to tie or take the lead here. Gamecocks 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds in a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes. This is becoming too much of a thing. Here's Samuels right side. Guarded by McKeer, picks up the dribble. Back between the rings it comes to Kennedy Smith. Guarded by Tessa Johnson, shot clock down to 10. London Jones left side working on Raven. Trying to create across the baseline. Bounce pass in the corner. Near side, Mendez for a long one, no good. Okote with the long rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Still leading by just 2. Near side, McKeer. Back up top, Medina Okote to Tessa. Tessa around a screen. Feeds it to Okote at the free throw line, extended right. Now Joyce Edwards. Shot clock down to 13 for McKeer. Needs some help as she picks up the dribble. Up top, Okote. Gets it to Raven right side. Raven around a screen. Pulls up from the free throw line. No good. Rebound Okote. She'll stick it back in. And the Gamecocks lead is 4. Needed that. Big offensive rebound by Medina. Makes it 26-22 with 5:10 to play in the second quarter. 3-ball left side won't go down for the Trojans. Gamecocks get the rebound. Quickly down the floor, Joyce Edwards. Edwards kicks it out to McKeer left side. She wants 3. It's well off the mark, off the front rim. Trojans get the rebound and they want to run. Quickly down the floor, Mendez cut off in the left corner. Hands it off. Driving underneath the basket, Samuels reverse layup is good. And the lead down to 2 at 26-24. And a timeout taken. Or is there a timeout? That's going to send us to the media timeout. 4:44 to play. 4:40 to play in the second quarter. South Carolina leading by just 2 here against Southern Cal, 26-24. 4:40 to play in the second quarter. South Carolina leading 8th-ranked Southern Cal, 26-24. Gamecocks had a 10-point lead midway through the first quarter. But since then, they've been outscored, I believe, 16-8. And Gamecocks' lead is down to 2. A little more than midway through the second frame. See if the Gamecocks can pull it back together. Turnovers have been a problem. Gamecocks 4 turnovers the last 4 minutes. And the shooting percentage continues to go down for Carolina. 11 out of 30 for 37%. 2 out of 6 from three-point range. Led by Raven Johnson with 8 points. She's also got 5 rebounds. Medina Okote, 4.7 rebounds. Got to find a way to get more shots for the big girl. But the Gamecocks, as we knew it would be, in a battle here on the road against the 8th-ranked Southern Cal Trojans. On the floor for the Gamecocks in their road blacks, Tanaya Latson, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards, Raven Johnson, and Medina Okote. So the original starting 5 back out. See if they can get some of that mojo back from early in the first quarter. Carolina ball moving right to left. They'll be facing some full court pressure here. Edwards will trigger it in. Get it into Latson, and we're underway. Tanaya across the timeline along the far sideline. Run the weave up top. Here's Raven between the rings. We go double high with Okote and Edwards. Shot clock already halfway down to Edwards. Right of the lane. Bumped, gets it to Latson. They're going to call a moving screen on Joyce Edwards. And saying she kicked her foot back. Looked like she stood still and the defender ran right into her. And another turnover gives it back to Southern Cal. 5 turnovers in 5 minutes for the Gamecocks here. Not a good trend. Chance for the Trojans to tie or take the lead here. London Jones, 18-footer straight away, won't go down. Ball tipped out of bounds off of Raven Johnson, they say, to remain with Southern Cal. The last foul on Joyce Edwards. She was turning with the basketball, and they called her after she passed it for the illegal screen. Shot clock at 15 for the Trojans. Here's London Jones driving inside the free throw line, kicks it out right side for Dunn for three. No good, and it's wedged between the iron and the backboard. It'll be Carolina ball. Once we get it down, Okote trying to jump up and knock it free, and she does. So the Gamecocks still lead 26-24 with 3:53 to play. Gamecocks 5 turnovers in the last 5 minutes, have not gotten a lot of quality shots up. See if they can make it a 2-possession game here. Raven across the timeline right side, up top to Okote, playing about 6 feet off her, daring her to shoot the three. Now Latson left side, around a screen, at the free throw line, can't pull the trigger. We zip it inside, whistle away from the ball. It's going to be a foul on Southern Cal. Going to put that on Laura Williams. The redshirt freshman from Tampa picks up her first. That's just the first team foul of the quarter on Southern Cal. Non-shooting, Gamecocks will bring it in baseline right side. Raven Johnson to do the honors. Gets it into Okote. Drives in the left side with the left hand, and she walked with it. You could see the footwork as soon as she ran into traffic there. 6 turnovers in less than 6 minutes for South Carolina. It has been a disaster of a second quarter. Gamecocks still lead by 2, but the Trojans with the basketball. Samuels left side. Gets it into London Jones, driving into the lane. Reverse layup won't go down. Okote with the big rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Raven. Raven quickly down the floor to Latson right side. Dumps it into Edwards halfway down the lane. She's double teamed. Got to do something with it. Back out to Latson for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Pass it left side to Raven. Raven to Tessa on the baseline. Long jumper, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds off the Gamecocks. It'll go back to Southern Cal, and the Gamecocks can't buy a bucket right now. They have gone about as cold as you can imagine. It's 1 for their last 7 from the floor, with 5 turnovers, or 6 turnovers in the last 6 minutes as well. Still 26-24 Gamecocks. Trojans with the basketball. Moving left to right, under 3 minutes to play here in the third, or in the second, I should say. Up top, Smith passes left to Jones, guarded by Raven Johnson. Gets it back around a screen on the give and go inside, and they get the layup to tie the game. Easy pick and roll there. Laura Williams with the bucket, and we're tied at 26 with 2:36 to play in the second quarter. First time the Gamecocks haven't led. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul on London Jones of Southern Cal. Just the second team foul. Her first. So the Gamecocks will have it. They've gone about as cold as possible. 1 for the last 8 with 6 turnovers in the last 6.5 minutes. Raven will bring it in to the right of the basket on the baseline. Gets it into Tessa. Tessa, left-handed dribble. Pull up from 8 feet. Left it short. Okote with the rebound. Blows the layup. Rebound Southern Cal. My goodness. The 6'6" post was directly underneath the basket. Got the offensive rebound and couldn't put it back in. Chance for Southern Cal to get their first lead of the game with 2:10 to play in the second. Wide open underneath the basket, but a shot blocked by Joyce Edwards. Follow-up blocked by Raven, and the defense comes through. Gamecocks come out of there with it. Joyce Edwards driving into the lane. Throws one up, and she is fouled hard and will go to the line. Joyce a little out of control there and bailed out by the foul, but my goodness. Gamecocks just 1 for their last 10 from the floor, including a blown layup on their last possession. It has been a miserable second quarter. Tanai Latson out, got McKeer back in. At the free throw line will be Joyce Edwards, who had 6 points early in the first quarter, still sitting on 6. This will be her first visit to the free throw line. The sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, hits the first one, now 8 out of 11 on the season. And the Gamecocks reclaim the lead for the moment, 27-26. 1:59 to play in the second quarter. Second free throw, left it short. Rebound Southern Cal. Chance for the Trojans to take their first lead. Quickly down the floor, across the timeline, Samuels, guarded by McKeer. Dribbling to her right, hands it off to London Jones as they run their weave up top. Around a screen, Driving into the lane right side, kick it out in the corner to Samuels. Samuels stop and go dribble with the left hand. It opens for her, and she lays it up and in, and Southern Cal has their first lead, 28-27, with 1:36 to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks had a 10-point lead in the first quarter. Not a whole lot since, just one for their last 10 from the floor. All the steam has come out of the balloon here in the second quarter. We go inside to Okote, beats her man and lays it in, and the Gamecocks reclaim the lead. 29-28, needed that. 1:13 to play in the second. Here come the Trojans trying to respond again. Dunn passes left side. Samuels drives across the baseline. Reverse layup. Missed it. Rebound Okote, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading by 1 with a minute to play. Here's Raven quickly down the floor. Tries to drive the left baseline. Cut off there. Zips it inside to Joyce Edwards. Edwards spins to her right. Off-balance shot won't go, but she's fouled and will go to the line as she was fouled by Vivian Iwu-Chukwu. The 6'3 sophomore from Nigeria picks up her first foul. Fourth team foul on Southern Cal with 48.5 seconds to play. Edwards will be at the line. Hit just 1 out of 2 a moment ago. She's got 7 points. Iwu-Chukwu will come out. And checking back in is Dana Mendez, the 6'3 sophomore from France who transferred from Washington State. Joyce at the free throw line, missed the first one. Everything going wrong in this second quarter for South Carolina, not shooting it well from anywhere, including the charity strike. Second free throw is good. She hits 1 out of 2 again, and it's a 2-point lead at 30-28. 45 seconds to play in the second quarter. London Jones across the timeline. Gets it back, dribbling to her left. Pulls up from the left elbow. No good. Rebound Tessa Johnson. Gamecocks have it. 33 seconds to play in the quarter. Just a 2-point lead at 30-28. And a timeout taken by Coach Dawn Staley. Gamecocks will bring it in front of their own bench in the backcourt. Edwards, the trigger woman. Get it into Raven, and we're underway. Final 30 seconds here of the first half. Raven will let the clock wind down. Again, about a 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. They'll let the shot clock get down to about 10. Zip it left side to Okote, now left side. Tessa wants 3, missed it short. Long rebound, Cairns out to Tessa. Gamecocks can work for the final shot. Tessa Johnson around a screen right side, drives in the lane. She's knocked to the floor and will go to the line. Tessa Johnson with the aggressive dribble drive, got tripped up, and she'll get a couple of free throws here. Been a quiet first half for Tessa, just 2 points on a couple of free throws. She's 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 2 from three-point range. You're hoping the numbers are going to catch up to her, and she's going to shoot her average because she has not been able to get anything to go here in the first half. Including a missed layup. Gamecocks just 1 for their last 7 from the floor. 5.9 seconds to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks lead is just 2. Tessa at the line hits the first one, now 2 for 2 on the season. And it's 31-28. One more time for the junior. Got them both. 4-point lead for the Gamecocks. Trojans will try to work for the final shot here. Samuels across the timeline, 3 seconds to play. Driving right side, pull-up jumper at the buzzer is good, and that's how the first half will end. Gamecocks got caught flat-footed defensively there, and nice shot off the dribble by the Trojans, and it's a 2-point game as the two teams head to the locker room in this top 10 showdown in Los Angeles. South Carolina leading Southern Cal 32-30 as the two teams head to the locker room for the break. 20 minutes in the books. We'll take a timeout and take a look back at the first half, take you around the SEC, and have some first half highlights as well coming up in just a bit. 32-30, South Carolina leading Southern Cal at the break. You're listening to the South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Back in Southern California, Gamecocks leading Southern Cal 32-30 as we get set to start the third quarter in just a couple of minutes. Gamecocks led by as many as 10 in the first quarter, but then really struggled after that. Give Southern Cal credit. But Gamecocks also hurt themselves with some turnovers and some poor shooting. Missed some layups, and at one point had 6 turnovers in a 6-minute span. And the Trojans came off the deck to make this a ball game, as you knew they would. A top 10 team playing close to their campus. Again, we're not on the Southern Cal campus. We're at the home of the Lakers and the Sparks, Crypto.com Arena here in Los Angeles. Gamecocks in the road black uniforms, white numbers. Southern Cal in their gold uniforms, cardinal numbers. See if the Gamecocks can start off the third quarter in good fashion. Again, the end of the first and the end of the second quarter shooting-wise were not good for the Gamecocks. 1 for 9 to end the first quarter, 1 for 7 from the floor to end the second. It'll be Southern Cal ball to start the third quarter, moving right to left. Gamecocks will break their huddle with the original starting 5: Raven Johnson, Tessa Johnson, Tanaya Ladson, Joyce Edwards, and Medina Okoth. And again, it'll be Southern Cal ball with a chance to tie or take the lead here. They've led once before the Gamecocks battled back to take the lead going into the intermission. Wait for TV to give us permission to play. Former Gamecock Aaliyah Boston in attendance here tonight. Great to see her. And we're underway. Trojans with the basketball. Up top it comes. Kennedy Smith working around left side. Tight man-to-man coverage by Tanaya Ladson. Now top of the circle to Davidson, the freshman, guarded by Raven. Swings it right side. Kara Dunn on the move, working against Joyce Edwards. Drives, hits the side of the backboard. Rebound Joyce, and the Gamecocks have it. Long outlet pass intercepted by Jazzy Davidson. Another turnover by the Gamecocks. 3 ball from the far corner by Kara Dunn, too strong, but they get the rebound on the other side. Missed opportunity there. 3 ball right side for Davidson. Back rim didn't no good. Fight for the rebound. Joyce Edwards has it. Long outlet pass to Tanaya Ladson. Drives the length of the floor. One girl to beat. She will lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 34-30. Just the second bucket for Ladson. 4-point lead for South Carolina. Here comes Kara Dunn left side. 15-footer won't go down. Fight for the rebound. Okoth had it. Lost it. Gets it back. Gamecocks have it, leading by 4 with a minute gone by in the third quarter. Raven Johnson across the timeline. Passes left to Joyce Edwards. Gamecocks working towards their own bench. Ladson left side on the dribble, right-handed. Drives into the lane, floats one high up off the window, no good. Follow-up shot is good. Got her own rebound and put it back for 2 more, and the Gamecocks lead 36-30. Back-to-back buckets here to start the third quarter. 8:38 to play in the third. Here come the Trojans. Samuels almost had her pocket picked, but able to wrestle it away from Tanaya Ladson. Here's Kennedy Smith driving on Tessa right side. Pulls up from the baseline and banks it in. That was a heck of a shot. Good defense, but couldn't stop it. Here's Joyce Edwards in transition. Great pass from Raven. And the Gamecocks back up by 6, 38-32. Raven threw a 90-foot pass to Joyce Edwards, who got the layup in stride. Back to a 6-point lead, 38-32. And going to get an offensive foul on the Trojans. We saw a couple of those on the Gamecocks in the first half. Nice to see it work the other way. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. It'll be Carolina ball. They'll have to go the length of the floor, leading by 6 with 2 minutes gone by. Raven will bring it up. Guarded by Samuels in the man-to-man. They'll settle into the half court. Hand it off to Tessa. Tessa, top of the circle, Medina Okoth. Passes left, Tanaya Ladson. Around a screen with the right-handed dribble into the lane. Swatted away by Kennedy Smith, and Kennedy Smith is very proud of herself. Gamecocks will have it, 12 on the shot clock. We'll bring it in baseline left side. Lob it to Joyce Edwards. Driving through a double team, puts it high off the glass, no good. Get your own rebound on the other side. Stick back, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Now you got to make the free throws. Foul, I believe, was on Vivian Iwuchukwu. If so, that's her third. And it is. She will come out. in favor of Jakaya Milton, the 6'5 junior from Jacksonville, transfer from Auburn in her first year at Southern Cal. Here's Joyce Edwards at the free throw line. Misses the first one, and Joyce has struggled from the line tonight. Just 2 out of 5. Came in a 70% free throw shooter. Second one is also no good. My goodness. Southern Cal with the rebound. Long baseball pass intercepted by Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it, and then we throw it away. But the Trojans knock it out of bounds. Goodness, all kinds of sloppy out there. Joyce Edwards in double figures with 10 points and 7 rebounds, but just 2 out of 6 from the free throw line. Can't afford that in a close game from one of your better free throw shooters. Got to lock in. 6-point lead for the Gamecocks. 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Raven, top of the circle. Around a double screen to her right. Passes left to Nia Ladson. Ladson passes left to Tessa. Tessa, over from the floor tonight. Gets it inside to Edwards. Floater is up and in. Joyce Edwards with the bucket. It's an 8-point lead at 40-32. An 8-2 run by the Gamecocks, stolen away by Tania Ladson. She'll find Raven under the basket, misses, gets her own rebound, and sticks it back in. And the Gamecocks have a 10-point lead. A steal in the backcourt, and it's 42-32. It's a Krantz cooling and heating hot streak. Your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. And the Gamecock faithful on their feet, making some noise on this 10-2 run by the Gamecocks. 6:45 to play in the third. Here comes Southern Cal. Smith around a screen, shot blocked by Okote. Tessa Johnson with the rebound. And then she promptly throws it away and gives it back to Southern Cal, who will get a layup on the other end by Kennedy Smith. Gamecocks have absolutely destroyed themselves with turnovers tonight at inopportune times. Lead is 8 at 42-34. Here's Ladson at the free throw line. 15-footer, got it. Tania Ladson with 8 points. Back to a 10-point lead at 44-34. Smooth stroke off the dribble there for Carolina. 6:13 to play in the third. Here come the Trojans left side. Davidson feeds it inside and going to get a foul on either Tessa or Medina. Tessa got beat by Milton. Medina came over to help out. They'll put it on Tessa Johnson, her first, and the first on the Gamecocks with 6:08 to play in the third. Non-shooting, so the Trojans will bring it in to the left of the basket on the baseline. Kennedy Smith to do the honors. Gamecocks lead 44-34. Smith playing traffic cop, gets it into the freshman. Davidson drives and gets an uncontested layup. Gamecocks late on the defense there, 44-36. Jazzy Davidson with some quick moves. We get it quickly down the floor. Right wing three for Tessa. Bang! Three-pointer, Tessa Johnson, her first field goal of the night. And the Gamecocks lead 47-36, their largest lead. And a block on the other end by the Gamecocks, knocking it out of bounds. And that is a Dominion Energy 3, powering your everyday. Gamecocks have their largest lead of 11 points at 47-36. It'll be Trojan ball when we come back with 5:46 to play in the third quarter. Points, but does have a dozen rebounds. Raven Johnson in double figures, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Tania Ladson, a couple of buckets here in the third quarter. She's up to 8 points. It'll be Southern Cal basketball as play resumes. They'll bring it in underneath their own basket, baseline left side. Off to our left. Again, we are seated about 20 rows up near the middle of the floor. Gamecocks in the road black uniforms with Edwards, McKeer, Johnson and Oko. And they will trigger it in baseline left side with Kennedy Smith. With the dribble on baseline. Raven guarding the inbound pass. Looking for a cutter. They get it into the freshman, Jazzy Davidson. Baseline jumper is good, and that's twice they've ran that same play, and the Gamecocks haven't been able to stop it. The lead cut to single digits quickly, 47-38. 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. They've run that same inbound play twice to the freshman. She scored twice off it. Raven picks up the dribble, passes left to McKeer. McKeer zips it underneath to nobody. He's looking for Medina Okote and threw it out of bounds. And again, the Gamecocks, they have 9 turnovers tonight, averaging 12 per game. It feels like more. But it seems like whenever the Gamecocks get some momentum, they cough it up. Lead is 9. Southern Cal with the basketball trying to cut into it. Kennedy Smith, 15-footer, Hit the front rim, no good. Rebound Raven Johnson, and the Gamecocks have it. Wants to push tempo. Gets it across, and she throws it away. Not sure what she was doing. 3-on-1 the other way. Jazzy Davidson underneath the basket. Layup is in. Raven commits the foul. Chance for a three-point play. Well, Raven screwed it up on both ends. She forced the tempo when it wasn't there, trying to get the fast break, created the turnover, and then they were going to have an uncontested layup on the other side, and she fouled her from behind to give her a three-point play. And a veteran, a fifth-year player, has to know better. 47-40, Gamecocks lead is trimmed, and they'll have to be at the free throw line for the and one. Follow-up free throw is good, and just like that, the lead was 11, and now it's down to 6. 47-41, midway through the third quarter. Gamecocks could use a bucket here. They've turned it over twice in a row. The Raven right side puts it on the floor with the left hand. Gets it to Medina up top. She won't shoot from there. Now to Tessa left side. Trying to work off a screen, dribbling around to her right. Bounce pass in the lane to Joyce Edwards. Puts it up with the left hand. Got it! Joyce Edwards with the bucket. She's got 14, and the Gamecocks lead is back to 8 at 49-41. 4.5 minutes to play in the third. Here's Davidson. Ball knocked out of her hands. Okote comes out of there with it. Agat McKeer across the timeline. The freshman will hand it back to Tessa. Left wing three. Bang! Got it again. Tessa Johnson up to 10 points with her second three ball. That's a Dominion Energy three, powering your every day. And the Gamecocks get the lead back up to 11 at 52-41 with 4:10 to play in the third quarter. Tessa Johnson starting to heat up after being shut out from the floor in the first half. 4 minutes to play in the third. Here's Jazzy Davidson left side. Now to London. Passes right to Davidson again. Guarded by McKeer. Shot clock at 10. Onto the right wing, Kara Dunn. Trying to drive the baseline. Wraparound pass inside. Ball knocked loose. And out of bounds off the Trojans. Carolina ball. 3:48 to play in the third quarter. South Carolina leading Southern Cal by 11 at 52-41. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Truman suit up. She was ready to head back there. Gamecocks in their road blacks, and Southern Cal in their gold uniforms, cardinal numbers. First of two consecutive meetings in back-to-back years for the real SC. Again, they'll come to the East Coast next year. We'll play this game in Greenville next year. Again, it'll be another neutral site game. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Joyce Edwards, Medina Okote, Agat McKeer, Tanaya Ladson, and Tessa Johnson. Carolina ball as play resumes, moving left to right, leading by 11. Some pressure in the backcourt applied by the Trojans. Tessa will accept the inbound pass, give it back to Joyce. So Joyce playing a little point forward here. Gets it across the timeline. Man-to-man coverage. Joyce around a screen, driving into the lane now with the left hand bumped, but no foul. Get it out to Latson left side. Doesn't pull the trigger on the three. She'll try to drive instead. Back out to Edwards up top. Shot clock at 10. Got to do something with it. Joyce hands it off to Tessa. Tessa from the free throw line had her shot blocked into the baseline from behind. It'll be Carolina ball with just 5 seconds on the shot clock. Don't sleep on this Southern Cal team just because you're up by 11. Long way to go. 3:23 to play in the third. Entry pass was tipped, and then the Gamecocks turn it over. Goodness gracious. Remember, they were down by 11 in the fourth quarter to NC State and Charlotte last week and came back and won. Here's London Jones. Tricky dribble behind the back. Spins into the paint. Falls down. Loses the handle on the basketball, but they recover before it goes over and back. Here's Kennedy Smith driving in the lane. Shot blocked, but they're going to get a foul on the Gamecocks as Joyce Edwards got the ball, but they're going to say she also got some body. Second foul on Edwards, and the third on the Gamecocks. And we'll send the Trojans to the free throw line. 3:02 to play in the third. Gamecocks lead is 11, and at the line, Kennedy Smith, the sophomore from Chino, California. Former McDonald's High School All-American, hits the first one. Good free throw shooter coming in, now 7 out of 8 on the year as she hits the first one. Second free throw is good, and they've cut the deficit to single digits, 52-43. We'll get Raven Johnson into the contest. She'll pick up Tessa. Carolina ball leading by 9. Pressure in the backcourt by the Trojans. Raven will bring it up on Smith, who just hit those 2 free throws. Raven across the logo, dribbling to her right into the forecourt, passes up top to Joyce Edwards. Whistle away from the ball and a foul in the paint against Southern Cal. I think that's going to be on Diana Mendez. A sophomore from Paris, transferred from Washington State. Picks up her first. Gamecocks will bring it in. Baseline to the left of the basket. Raven gets it into Latson in the corner. Long jumper, rattled out, no good. Edwards fights for the rebound, spins to her left, goes up, shot blocked. Rebound to Nia Latson. She's hemmed in the lane, gets it back out. Gamecocks will settle into the half court. Shot clock at 10 seconds. Gamecocks lead is still 9. Raven, stop and go dribble. Gets a screen from Joyce. Back to Joyce up top, and she walked with it. Gamecocks, their own worst enemy. That's 12 turnovers by South Carolina tonight. We still have 2:30 to play in the third quarter. Lead is just 9. Here come the Trojans. Samuels across the timeline. Bounce pass to the right to Jones. Around a screen. Pulls up from the foul line. Blocked by Ocote. Rebound to the Gamecocks. Long outlet pass to Joyce. It's 1-on-2. She likes the math and is fouled on the way up. Couldn't get the and one. She'll have to get it from the line, which has been a problem for the sophomore tonight. A 70% free throw shooter coming in. Joyce does 2 for 6 from the line tonight. Got to start knocking these down. Medina Ocote blocked that shot up near the top of the key, and that started the fast break. Edwards at the line for a pair. Hits the first one, the lead back to 10. Gives Joyce 15 points tonight. Second free throw, rattles out, no good. My goodness. Edwards does 3 out of 8 from the free throw line tonight. 10-point lead with 2:05 to play in the third. Davidson driving the lane, dumps it down underneath the basket to Mendez. Ball knocked loose, Trojans recovered, and ball stolen away by Agat Makir. 2-2, 2-on-2. Makir will take it in the lane herself, puts it up and in traffic, and the Gamecocks lead 55-43. Don't know how she got it to go, but she did. She's got 4. Here's Samuels the other way, feed it in the corner. Dunn driving across the baseline, puts it up, no good. She slipped. Edwards with the rebound. Long lead pass to Latson, and she threw it 100 feet. Oh, my goodness. You've got to stop turning the basketball over. Gamecocks lead is 12 with 1:36 to play. Joyce tried to throw the long baseball pass to Tania Latson. Court is 94 feet. She threw it 100. Edwards and Medina will come out. Dowda checks in along with Tessa, joining Makir, Latson, and Raven. Southern California ball. Gamecocks lead is 12 with 1:35 to play in this one. We keep leaving the door open with the turnovers. Way too many tonight. A lot of them unforced. Here's Smith dribbling left. Backdoor cut. They go inside to the freshman. She loses it out of bounds. Carolina ball. It was a nice backdoor cut, but the defense collapsed on it, and Jazzy Davidson touched it last into the baseline. So the Gamecocks get it right back on a turnover. That's now 10 turnovers for Southern Cal. Gamecocks with 13 over their average, with still $1:20 to play in the third quarter. Raven across the timeline. Passes to Makir, top of the circle. Right side to Raven. Thought about the 3, doesn't pull the trigger. She'll drive instead, pulls up inside the foul line. No good. Rebound Dowda on the other side. Had her shot blocked. Raven gets the rebound. Up top to Tessa. 15 to shoot it. Far corner to Raven. Now Latson left side. She'll pull it back to the top of the circle. Shot clock under 10. Dowda sets a screen for her. Comes around it to her right. Steps back. 8-footer. No good off the rim. Rebound Jazzy Davidson. 3 shots at the basket that trip. Gamecocks couldn't get the bucket. 40 seconds to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead is 12. Here's Davidson across the timeline. Left side. Comes around a screen. Drives the baseline. Floats it up. No good. Follow-up shot won't go. Third time's a charm, and the lead down to 10 as the Gamecocks didn't box out. 55-45. Gamecocks with the lead. 25 seconds to play in the third. They can work for the final shot here. That snapped about a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Trojans. 15 seconds to play in the third. Up top, Tessa. Clock down to 10 seconds. Dowda will set a screen for her. Comes around it to her left, and they're going to get Dowda for an illegal screen. That's the 4th time the Gamecocks have been called for an offensive foul tonight, and he gives it back to the Trojans with 7 seconds to play. Yep, she put her hip out there, and the Gamecocks just have to play smarter. 14 turnovers tonight for South Carolina. They just have to start playing smarter basketball. Across the timeline, Samuels, 5 seconds to play. Drives into the lane, puts a shot up, no good, and that's how the third quarter will end. Almost gave up a layup, but will settle for a 10-point lead heading to the fourth quarter here in Los Angeles. 55-45, South Carolina leading 8th-ranked Southern Cal. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and be back with the final frame after this. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Came back to win it by 1, so they by no means feel they're out of it. Trailing by 10 heading into the final frame. They've seen this movie before, right? So let's see what the Gamecocks can do. 3 players led in double figures, led by Joyce Edwards with 15 points, 9 rebounds. Raven and Tessa Johnson with 10 points apiece. Kara Dunn leading Southern Cal with 10 points. Going to be Carolina ball to start the fourth quarter, moving left to right. We'll have the original starting 5 out there. Raven and Tessa, Tanaya, Joyce, and Medina. Joyce will bring it in at midcourt down below us. Gets it into Raven, and we're underway. Final 10 minutes here in the battle of the real SC. Raven Johnson across the timeline, man-to-man coverage. Gets a screen from Joyce, comes around it to her right, back up top to Joyce. Thinks about it, doesn't pull the trigger, feeds it underneath to Medina. Medina went up and down with it. Oh my goodness. Medina Edwards with the 15th turnover for the Gamecocks tonight. They came in averaging 12 turnovers per game. They've got 15 at the start of the fourth quarter. Chance for the Trojans to cut it to single digits. Here's London Jones across the timeline as they run their weave up top. Jones right wing, guarded by Ladson. Gives it up to Williams. Now top of the circle to the freshman Jazzy Davidson on the dribble to her left. Passes left to Smith. Working against Tessa. Pulls up from the free throw line. Got it. Nice shot off the dribble by Kennedy Smith. She's got 10 points. The lead down to 8 at 55-47. So turnover turns to points. 9:13 to play in this one. Here's Tessa up top. Around a screen to her left. Drives the lane. Puts it off the glass and in. Tessa Johnson's got a dozen. And the Gamecocks lead by 10, 57-47. 8 of her 12 points here in the second half. Here's London Jones. Swings it right side. Williams long jumpers and air ball. Out of bounds to Carolina. Gamecocks lead is 10 with 8:54 to play. Someone's got to come back to the basketball. We give it up to Raven. Picked up by Kennedy Smith in the backcourt. Raven will get it across. Man-to-man coverage by Kennedy Smith. Up top, Tanaya Ladson. Ladson dribbling to her right. Into the lane. Double team. Shot swatted away and out of bounds by Laura Williams. The big 6'2 freshman with the block. They'll get a sub in. Laura Williams out. And Iwuchukwu back in. Raven will bring it in. Baseline right side. 14 on the shot clock. Everybody moving. Got to get it in to Tessa right side. Left-handed dribble into the lane. Zips it to Raven in the far corner. Long one is up. Bang! Got it. They're going to say it's a long 2 for Raven. And it's a 12-point lead at 59-47. Raven Johnson with a dozen points. 8:23 to play. Here come the Trojans. Pull-up jumper. Good off the dribble by Kennedy Smith. She's really heating up. That was well defended on the fadeaway from 15 feet. Lead down to 10. Smith with a dozen. 2 tough finishes for her in the last 2 possessions. 8 minutes to play here in Los Angeles. Raven dribbling to her right. Shot clock halfway down. Not a whole lot of movement from this offense. Raven, left-handed dribble now across the lane. Bounce pass to Joyce on the low block. Wraparound pass and out of bounds off Medina. Medina just wasn't ready for it. Joyce made a nice move, drew the double team, was leaving Medina wide open on the low block, and Medina never got her hands up to accept the pass. It's another turnover. 15 turnovers by the Gamecocks tonight. Medina's just got to be ready for it. Lead is 10 with 7:50 to play. Samuels will bring it across for Southern Cal. Trojans trying to get it down to single digits as they run their weave up top. Work it left side to Dunn. Up top to Jazzy Davidson. Around a screen to her left. Passes left, shot clock down to 11. Dunn, left side, guarded by Joyce, trying to create. Shot clock down to 5. Hands it off to London Jones across the baseline. She was plastered to the floor. No foul call. They get the loose ball, and they put up an air ball, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Southern Cal coach Lindsey Gottlieb was screaming for a foul, and I'd have to agree with her. There was a ton of contact, and London Jones went flying to the floor, and no whistle. Lead is 10 for the Gamecocks with 7:15 to play. Raven across the timeline, passes right to Ladson. Tanaya comes around a screen, drives inside the free throw line, and is knocked to the floor and loses the ball out of bounds. And no foul there either, so it happened on both ends of the floor. 16 turnovers for the Gamecocks now. 7 minutes to play. This has been some ugly basketball. Samuels dribbling left, passes left to Davidson. Up top it comes to London Jones. Tight man-to-man coverage by the Gamecocks. Shot clock already halfway down. Jones around a screen to her right, pushes off Tessa, and then she loses it out of bounds. Tessa knocked it free. It'll remain with Southern Cal, 11 on the shot clock. They'll bring it in front of their own bench. Gamecocks leading 59-49. Someone's got to come back and bring it in for the Trojans, but nobody's coming back. Finally, Uwuchukwu will come in. Nope, now Kira Dunn. Official should have just put the ball on the floor and started counting. He whistled for it twice. Here's Samuels up top, shot clock under 10. Hands it off to Jazzy Davidson. Davidson around a screen to her left, wraparound pass, wide open three, top of the key, no good. Rebound, Tessa. Gamecocks have it, leading by 10 with 6.5 minutes to play. Outlet to Ladson. Tanaya driving into the lane against Jazzy. Spins, shoots, scores, and the Gamecocks lead 61-49. That was a tough finish for Tanaya. It was well defended by the freshman Davidson, who has the height advantage. Now Davidson wants three, left side, no good. Rebound Ocote, and the Gamecocks have it. Ladson now with 10 points. Gamecocks lead by 12 with 6:05 to play. Raven Johnson across the timeline, bumped twice by London Jones, and a timeout taken by Dawn Staley. 6:03 to play. South Carolina leads at 61-49. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Kara Dunn leading Southern Cal with 10 points. The turnovers have been tough for the Gamecocks tonight. 16 turnovers, came in averaging just 12 a game, which is usually what they've done consistently over the years, but have really struggled to take care of the basketball tonight, and a lot of them unforced. They've had at least 4 offensive fouls that create turnovers. Tried to get out in transition a few times and unable to make good passes, and then just some sloppy play inside, but trying to overcome those miscues, which you're going to expect early in the season when you have this many new players, but frustrating to watch nonetheless. And again, this is a Southern Cal team that trailed by 11 to top 10 NC State last week in Charlotte and came back and won. They trailed by 11 in the fourth quarter and came back to win by 1. So we'll see if the Gamecocks can avoid that, keep doing what they're doing. Gamecocks have struggled to finish in each of the first 3 quarters tonight. 1 for 9 to finish the first quarter, 1 for 7 to end the second quarter, 1 for 7 to end the third quarter. We've still got 6:09 to play here. It'll be Carolina ball. We'll bring it in across the way in front of our own bench. Tessa gets it up top to Joyce. Gets it. Nope, doesn't give it back. Left side now to Raven. Feed it inside to Tessa. Dumps it down low to Joyce, and she fumbled that out of bounds. Oh, play was designed perfectly to give it to Tessa, and Joyce streaking down the lane was going to be wide open for a layup, and she couldn't catch the basketball. If they give the turnover to Joyce, that'll be her 7th turnover. They gave it to Tessa, but Joyce probably should have had it. Goodness gracious. Lead still 12. Here comes Southern Cal. Davidson up top, guarded by Tessa. Passes left, Raven knocks it free and out of bounds. It'll remain with Southern Cal. 17 turnovers tonight for the Gamecocks, and that would have been a layup if Joyce catches the basketball. Shot clock at 15. Southern Cal with the basketball, dribbling right, Samuels. Up top now, London Jones, guarded by Raven. Shot clock down to 5. Around a screen to her left, pulls up for a deep 3. Back rimmed it no good. Rebound Ladson, and the Gamecocks have it. 5:25 to play in the fourth quarter. Raven will get it across, guarded closely by London Jones. London hounding her. Gets it up to Tessa now. Tessa Feeds it left side to Joyce Edwards. Joyce on the dribble with the right hand into the lane. Hop step, had her shot blocked. And a rebound to Southern Cal. They want to run. Davidson, ball knocked out of her hands by Medina Ocote, trailing the play, and that saved a layup. Good play there by Ocote. Gamecocks continue to get sloppy with the basketball. Exactly 5 minutes to play in this one. And it's a 12-point lead. Here comes Kennedy Smith back into the contest. She had the hot hand a few minutes ago. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Smith to do the honors. And going to get a foul on Tessa Johnson. Away from the ball. Trying to prevent Jazzy Davidson from getting free. First foul in the Gamecocks. First foul on either team. And we're midway through the fourth quarter. First foul on Tessa. They feed it in the far corner. London Jones gets her man in the air. 3-ball away. In and out, no good, but they get the rebound. Stick back. Won't go down. Rebound lost out of bounds to the Gamecocks. Goodness, they got a good look at a three on a great up fake from London Jones. She missed it. They got the rebound and missed from point-blank range. Gamecocks with the basketball, leading by 12 with 4:50 to play. Trojans won for their last 8 from the floor. Let's hope that continues. Joyce across the timeline left side. Hands it off to Ladson. Shot clock already halfway down. Gamecocks being intentional, working some clock perhaps here. Edwards in the far corner. Shot clock at 10. Joyce picks up the dribble and almost threw it away. Gets it to Ladson. Shot clock at 5. Ladson had to go in the backcourt to get it. Drives the lane, puts it off the window too strong. Ocote with the rebound, and then she lost it, but they're going to get a whistle, and how's this going to work? This is going to be a foul on Southern Cal. Going to put that on Kara Dunn. Her first and the first on the Trojans, and that's a break for the Gamecocks. Thought they were going to get the tie-up. Ocote had it. Dunn, I thought, was going to tie it up, but they called her for the foul instead. Raven will bring it in baseline right side. And Raven almost threw it away, but Ladson collects it before it can go over and back. 4:15 to play in this one. Gamecocks lead at 61-49. Gamecocks working clock. Shot clock under 10 now. Ladson left side. 5 to shoot it. To Edwards up top. Joyce trying to drive the lane right side. Puts up a prayer. High off the glass, no good. Rebound Ocote. Medina fighting, shooting, not scoring. Raven with the rebound. She'll lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks have their largest lead, 63-49 with 3:52 to play. Huge offensive rebounds there by the Gamecocks. Raven Johnson has herself a double-double now with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Second double-double of the season. 3:35 to play in the contest. 15 on the shot clock. Driving left side, London Jones. Wraparound pass. They're going to get a foul on Tania Ladson. That's 2 on Ladson, I believe. Or 3. And Jones a little slow to get up. Second double-double of the season for Raven Johnson. Just the third of her career. 14 points, 10 rebounds to go along with 4 assists. Non-shooting, they'll bring it in baseline left side with the Gamecocks leading by 14. Smith gets it into Davidson, and she gets the layup, and that's the third time the freshman has scored off the inbound pass, streaking across the baseline. Gamecocks have not defended it. Gamecocks lead cut to 12 with 3:20 to play. Tessa Johnson drives, lays it up and in, blew past a couple of defenders, and Tessa Johnson has 14. It's 65-51. Tessa has found another gear there. 3:05 to play. Driving right side, Davidson puts one high off the glass, no good. Rebound, Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Long outlet to Tania Ladson all by herself. She will lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 67-51. Gamecocks finally got the transition offense going. Ladson with a dozen, and the Gamecocks have their largest lead of 16 points. The timeout taken by Southern Cal. We'll keep it right here, as I believe it'll be a 30-second break. Double, first of the season. Raven Johnson, double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds, her second. Medina Ocote, 6 points, 14 rebounds. Tania Ladson, 12 points. Tessa Johnson, 14 points and 5 assists. Tessa had 4 points at halftime. They were all from the free throw line. She's got 10 here in the second half, including a couple of big three-pointers in the third quarter. Apparently they made this a full timeout, but we'll keep it right here. The official signaled 30, but this has been a lot more than 30 seconds. 2:55 to play. South Carolina leading 8th-ranked Southern Cal, 67-51. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Okote, Johnson and Johnson, Latson and Edwards. It'll be Southern Cal ball moving right to left. And they've got to hurry here. Gamecocks got to get set up defensively. Quickly down the floor, Samuels. Up top it comes to Dunn. Steps back into a three straight away, and she airballed it into the baseline. It'll be Carolina ball. Gamecocks with a chance to work some clock. Just got to take care of the ball here. Leading 67-51 with 2:40 to play. Raven guarded in the backcourt by Samuels. Gets it across. Gamecocks taking as much time as they can before they settle into their half-court offense. Work it to Latson left side. Shot clock down to 12. Now Latson on the dribble with the left hand. Kicks it in the corner. Now to Joyce Edwards. Left side. Lost her shoe. 5 seconds to shoot it. Gets it off to Raven. Raven dumps it down to Joyce. One shoe and all. Misses the layup. Oh, goodness. Got to make those right in front of the rim. Here comes Southern Cal the other way. They feed it into the far corner. Joyce still in there with one wheel. 2 minutes to play. Gamecocks lead 67-51. Samuels ball knocked away and stolen by Joyce, but they're going to get her for a foul. And that'll allow her a chance to at least get her shoe on. Edwards picks up her third team foul. 2:02 to play. Gamecocks lead at 67-51. Southern Cal will bring it in. Baseline right side. Gamecocks led by just 2 at halftime. Opened the third quarter on a 10-2 run. They get it right side in the corner. London Jones for three, no good. They get the long rebound, top of the circle. Left side it comes. Samuels driving in the lane. Gamecocks double teamer. They feed it underneath the basket. Layup no good. Late whistle and a foul on Medina Okote. And that'll put him at the line. Okote whistled for her second foul. Fourth team foul, so last to give before the bonus, but they'll be shooting free throws here anyway. And not what you wanted to do, allow them to score with the clock not moving. Gamecocks back at home Wednesday to take on Winthrop, back at home next Sunday to take on Queens University of Charlotte before we head to Las Vegas over Thanksgiving week. At the free throw line, Laura Williams, the redshirt freshman from Tampa, hits the first free throw. Williams with 3 points tonight, her first visit to the line where she's now 3 out of 6 on the year. And it's 67-52. Second free throw short, rebound Okote, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading by 15 with 1:45 to play. Okote with 15 rebounds now. Left side, Tania Ladson on the dribble. Gamecocks will work some clock. There's Okote. She'll hand it off to Tessa Johnson. Shot clock at 15. Tessa driving to the free throw line. Now pulls it back out. Someone's got to come back to the ball. Up top, Okote. Shot clock under 10. Now Raven wants the ball. Shot clock at 5. Raven drives into the lane, scoops it up, and missed it. Rebound lost out of bounds to Southern Cal. Raven tried to kind of finger roll it up there. If she goes up strong, she might have made it. Lead is still 15, although the Gamecocks haven't scored in a while. 1:20 to play. Across the timeline, Samuels for Southern Cal, passes right to Davidson. Up top, Kara Dunn looking for a cutter, passes right instead to Samuels. Around a screen, Raven takes her on the switch. Left side it comes to Mendez. Cut off on the low block. Shot clock down to 12. Driving in the lane. Samuels had it knocked out of her hands by Edwards and goes off her shins out of bounds. Carolina ball. Good defense there by Joyce Edwards. Gamecocks will have it with just a minute and 1 second to play, leading by 15, looking for a top 10 win here on the road. Jazzy Davidson, the freshman, goes out with just 8 points, less than half her season average. And we almost lost the inbound pass. High pressure by Samuels. Raven couldn't handle the ball, but Samuels touched it last. 67-52. Gamecocks looking to go to 4-0 on the season and 4-0 all time against Southern Cal. Raven being hounded in the backcourt by Samuels. And Samuels tried to buy a call there, but she ain't going to get it. Going to get a blocking call on her. And the Gamecocks cheers starting. Garnet and Black faithful like what they're seeing here. It's going to be a big top 10 win on the road for the Gamecocks. Joyce Edwards will trigger it in the backcourt. Being hounded by Mendez. Joyce has got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. Gets it into Raven. 52 seconds to play in this one. Gamecocks with a strong second half to pull away. They'll work as much clock as possible, and Southern Cal's not fouling. Gamecocks are going to improve to 4-0. Trojans will drop to 2-1, and the Gamecocks will get a top 10 win on the road. Is able to defeat Southern Cal here tonight. Joyce Edwards on the drive with 6 seconds to shoot it. Puts it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 69-52. 28 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. Ironically, in the 3 other wins against Southern Cal, the Gamecocks scored exactly 70 points. They might be 1 point shy of that tonight. Long jumper left side, no good by Mendez. Raven with the rebound, and that's going to do it. Gamecocks can dribble out the clock. And the USC cheer erupts from the Garnet and Black faithful. The real SC is in Columbia, South Carolina. Spurs up. South Carolina takes down the Trojans of Southern Cal 69-52 here in Los Angeles. We'll take a timeout and start our wrap-up after this. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Back at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, South Carolina winner tonight over Southern Cal 69-52 to improve to 4-0 on the season. As we start the post-game locker room report driven by Jim Hudson Automotive. Let's look at some final numbers. Gamecock shot 41% from the floor, 29 out of 71. 4 out of 10 from three-point range. Did not shoot well from the free throw line, just 7 out of 12 for 58%. For the Trojans, just 33% from the floor, 22 out of 67. They were 1 out of 14 from three-point range. Gamecocks defended the perimeter very well. They hit 7 out of